Guess what day it is? Just guess. Come on, you know what day it is. You don't know? How could you not know? It might be the most beautiful day, no, the greatest day. Okay, I'll tell you. It's Hump Day. It's time for the Hump Day podcast with Matt and Zoe.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Hump Day podcast with my man.
I'm Matt.
And of course, you know I'm Zoe. And today, we got a very exciting episode for you guys. I'm going to pass it over to my brother, and he's going to give you guys the details and a rundown of the topics we're going to be talking about today.
All right, so our first topic is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and firing his agent, what that benefits, who that benefits, and if we agree with it. Our second topic is Israel Adesanya and his girlfriend. They have a little lawsuit going on. Okay. We'll be talking about that. The next one's boys in girls sports, how we feel about that. The next topic's Marlean Ames. She has a lawsuit against her employer for, they're calling it reverse discrimination.
Okay.
We'll be talking about DEI and who it benefits. And our final topic is going to be, are the Eagles going to visit the White House? Should they visit the White House? Let's go ahead and dig in on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and firing his agent.
Okay.
How do you feel about him? He is due for a $300 million paycheck.
Okay.
His agent... typically, agents get 12%. I'm not sure what his agent was getting, but from what I was reading, it was 12%. So that's okay. $36 million out of his $300. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Is it rightfully so that he gets it? I mean, is it deserved? Why is he firing him? Is it anything his agent wasn't doing? Is it because of the 12%? You know, there's a bunch of questions and factors that could come into play that I have absolutely no intel about. But if he was loyal, he should get paid. Loyalty over everything. And if he wasn't, smoke him.
Yeah, I understand that. I think what's holding me up is that 12%. The agent isn't gonna get him any more money than $300 million. That's the max that's possible. And the OKC Thunder are gonna have that signed and ready for Shai. With an agent, without an agent, with a broken foot, like this man's getting $300 million, no matter what. I don't necessarily think like the agent should get fired, but what was the agent doing? Like you said, maybe lower the percentage. I think $36 million just for being by his side is a little hefty for me.
Jesus.
But I do understand loyalty. And are they friends? There's a lot of factors that go into it. But honestly, I'm cheering for you, Shai. If you're a max player, get rid of the agent. Have your mom be your agent.
That's
I think horrible. James Harden did that.
You know, like I said, it just depends. It definitely depends on, if he was loyal, that means that he played one of the largest roles in you even getting a lane to go into where you are. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was up to you to carve that route, but, we both played a part in your success. Yeah, of course, you are receiving the largely part of the sum 12%.
Yeah, you're receiving 88% there.
Don't count my pockets, but I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And true friends is never going to be about money. It's always going to be about loyalty. If that's what your percent was from the gate, no matter how far I go or where I go, because you were loyal to me, you got that.
I understand. I definitely understand. I'm still cheering for you, but I do understand if they were friends, that's messed up. But hey, Shai, make your money, man. Fill those pockets. All right, Israel Adesanya. We'll move on to topic number 2.
Okay.
So apparently, I guess they were dating for I don't know, like 7 years or something. He's a UFC fighter. I know you've heard of him.
Yeah.
He's nasty.
Oh,
this dude,
he definitely
this dude
is. He definitely
destroys people.
Yeah, he does.
So his girlfriend, right, not wife, not mother of his children, just girlfriend, is taking him to court apparently for half his money. How do you feel about that?
Girlfriend?
Girlfriend, yeah.
She could go.
Goodbye.
You could go. Just bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Whatever you got on and whatever I gave you, I'm cool with you taking.
Yeah. I think his net worth is like $18 million or something. So she's trying to get 9 or whatever. I don't know.
You ain't seeing
It's
none
crazy.
of that. I'm sorry.
Here's another fold to it now. Apparently, now I haven't verified any of this. I've been reading it. Nothing is saying it actually happened. But the courts apparently stated that he doesn't have any assets because he put all the assets in his mom's name.
Smart man.
That's big brain right there.
Smart man.
But the girl apparently has $1 million in assets, so she has to split the 500,
That's good.
split it in half.
That's good. You know what? I think if that's the case, I think that boy probably smelt that golden shovel.
Oh yeah,
He
gold
smelt
digger.
that- oh, absolutely.
Okay, I see you.
He smelt that golden. Something just didn't seem right.
Something didn't smell right. Yeah.
Something did not smell right at all. And I mean, look at it. There's a good intuition on his part. Smart move.
That one soccer player did that too. I forgot his name. I should have looked it up, but he put all of his assets in his mom's name. Like they're doing that now. Smart man.
Absolutely. You got to protect your money by any means necessary because it is a cold world and people will try any and everything to get a piece of the pie. So that's one of the best ways you can position yourself to have your money against anything unruly that's going to happen.
Got to make sure you trust your mom though.
Oh, I mean,
Sometimes
you ain't lying about that. But you know that
I
comes
trust
with,
you, Mom.
that
I always have. I love you.
I love you too, Mom. And you'll know if it's not your mom. If you don't trust your mom, you're not gonna give it to your mom.
To somebody. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're only
I
going to
get
give
that.
it to that person who you know without a shadow of a doubt is going to make sure that you're okay.
So the other fold to it, though, you agree with the court giving him half her money? Now, again, this is all
That's-
alleged. I don't even believe it's
the
true.
whole situation is weird.
I do, like, from what I read, this lawsuit is happening, but I don't believe anybody awarded anybody money or anything. But I personally, my take on it, I don't believe either of them are owed either
I was just about
money.
to say it's going to be a wash at the end of the
Girlfriend,
day.
if they were married, yeah, by law,
Correct.
half and half, right? Unless you have a
Facts.
prenup or something. But I don't agree with the court giving him $500,000, and I'm sure he would. Even if they tried, I'm sure he would laugh it off and not take it. I mean, that man's worth crazy money, and he's gonna be famous forever. That dude is nasty in the ring.
He's a legend.
Yeah,
He's a legend.
Love him. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about boys and girls sports. So this is like a big topic right now. Trump, I believe, signed an executive order to not allow boys and girls sports anymore.
right.
He's putting pressure on the Olympic Committee. The Olympics are being held here.
That's right.
And he's putting pressure to make sure that no other country brings boys into girls sports too. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I hope and pray that Olympic Committee agrees with him. I don't know. The last Olympics, I don't think there were any boys and girls sports, as far as I know. I'm unsure as well. But I didn't hear anything about it. I know it's been a big deal lately. It's
No. It was. I think it was either this Olympics that just passed that they were talking about an alphabet person, a transitioning person was in a ring boxing with a girl. Boxing with
And it was
a real female
in the Olympics.
And it ended very quickly because one hit and the woman quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was crying, said the person hit her so hard.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
I'll have to look that up. I'll put it in the comments.
I don't know if it was this Olympics. I think it was the Olympics. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody.
Yeah.
But,
Please do.
Yeah, I think. But
That's
it was
wild.
definitely a situation where it was a transgender boxer in a ring with the woman and knocked the woman lights out. And this was one of the things that also prompted Trump to speak out against biological men in female sports.
I think there's a lot more people than just Trump. Like, I believe this is like a 90-10 issue. Like, 90% of people agree that men should be in men's sports, women should be in women's sports. We did discuss it a little bit. Like, maybe that 10%, that however many percent's transgender, have their own little sports league. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, see what you could do there.
I heard somebody say something about that. They was like, let's talk about the 10%, correct? The 10%. The 10% have enabled it, right?
Yeah, there's
And
not 10% of people that are transgender. We're talking about the 10%,
the 10% that agree with it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Say the 10% are the parents of the kids, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm pretty sure they realize that they've made a mistake by even failing their kids to enable them to make this type of transition that, likely is hard to impossible to reverse. And now you really have to stand behind that.
Dude, yeah.
So I don't think that they're standing behind it because they believe it was the greatest thing to do. I think they got to stand behind it now because they know it's the biggest mistake that they've made.
Yeah. I mean, you can't.
You know what
Can
I
you
mean?
reverse it? I've read some things, and then there's lasting scars, right? Not just physical scars, like
Absolutely, man.
mental scars. Now, I've heard of tomboys and stuff, but not that.
Back in the
not a
day, yeah, it was
transition.
tomboys,
Yeah,
right?
and they
Yeah.
were cool. Whatever.
Yeah, well,
Lesbians, that's fine.
I don't agree with it. I
mean,
don't
I'm
agree
not.
because if you look, there will be no men complaining about a woman
in their
coming
sport.
to our sport. Why?
Yeah.
She will never win. This is true. This is no hit to women. This is literally true. And only on a professional level. If it was a professional woman athlete against in a professional men's sport, she would never qualify for anything.
Yeah, but if it's like a regular guy against
Yeah,
a
yeah,
professional
we're not- yeah,
athlete,
we're only
we're not
talking
talking
about
about
professional.
that. Like any professional athlete, male or female, could beat me or Zoe.
It's
in
proven that
basketball, you know?
we know that it's scientifically proven that men are the more stronger. Definitely the more stronger. So I don't agree with it. If you look at any women's sport that a man has played in, he has either broken the record by a wide margin that even 100 years from now a woman won't surpass. So I just don't think it's right, period.
I honestly I think it's dangerous, to be honest. Any sport. I mean, football is contact sport. Boxing, that's terrible. I'll have to read up on that. That's wild that would even be sanctioned. That's disgusting. A woman getting destroyed by a man in the ring. Weightlifting, not a contact sport, but I know there was a weightlifting thing where the guy transitioned to a woman, and you could literally like look at, I'll say her, I guess. You could look at her and know she's actually a male.
You can't say her.
You're right.
Trump is.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
It's only two.
You could
two
literally
genders.
tell it was a male breaking the women's weightlifting record. And they wanted like a handshake or something from the female, and the female wasn't having it. No. And on top of that, like the parents of the females in those sports, like if my daughter gets into a sport and there's you're not allowed to play against him. No,
That's right.
Take him out.
And
she's not playing.
I think I've heard people say that a lot of men, including Trump, ain't for women's rights. Right?
Yeah, no, that's false.
Wait. Think about it. He's telling biological men that you can't play in women's sports. Mm-hmm. What do you call that?
That's
looking out for women's rights.
Exactly. That's Title IX right there. And Title IX's already perverted almost now. Title IX is what protects women's sports. I believe in college might be further. But it was a thing put in place to protect women's sports. And now transgenders are trying to categorize themselves as women to be protected by Title IX. But really, you're attacking these women like in their own sport. And worse yet, you're taking a female spot on her team, right?
She worked hard to do.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Easily beat it.
It's crazy.
That's horrible.
I completely disagree with men in women's sports.
Yeah.
I know Maine, I think the governor or something, stood up against Trump and was like, I'll see you in court. Oh. And he was like, all right, that'll be an easy case to win.
Good luck.
It's just disgusting. Like, why would you elect somebody who wants men in women's sports? And maybe you didn't know, but on the next election, get that person out of there.
I mean, from a common sense point of view,
literally,
all feelings aside, common sense is wrong.
I completely agree. I think it's disgusting that the Maine governor or whatever she is supportive of it and won't take men out of it. It's crazy to me. And the world is crazy right now with the whole transgender thing. It's confused.
It's a mental illness.
It's something.
I love everybody. You can be whoever you want to be. It's just certain things that shouldn't be trampled on in order to make everybody feel involved. You already living as being who you are. What else do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want to take over the women's sports? Next thing you're going to want to take over the women's bathroom. You're already taking over the women's rights. What else do you want? You know what I mean? Just
crazy.
I love everybody for who they are. It's just the parameters. It's just how far they'll push it to be even further included in a world that's obviously not ready for it.
Yeah, no, I
Ready-
don't know if
not,
we'll ever
that-
be
don't
ready
agree
for it.
with it. Let me put it
I don't
that
know if
way.
we'll ever be ready for it. I think it's the world doesn't agree with it. It's not just the U.S., but I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, women can have their sports and men can have their sports. And if
Yeah.
you can make it a man's sport, being a man's sport, don't make it in a woman's sport.
And if they
please.
want a transgender sport, let's create that.
Yeah,
for
that's
them.
what I said. Like,
You know what I mean,
yeah.
you can have your own sport. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know how many viewers they get, but we could try it out. I
Hey,
guess.
I love everybody.
Yeah.
I love everybody. I may not support it, but I love everybody for who they are. That's just, it is what it is.
Yes, sir. All right, let's move on to the next topic. So Marlean Ames, she actually has a lawsuit against her employer they're calling it reverse discrimination. I'll break it down for you a little bit, right? I did some research on this one. Apparently, she had good evals, right? Every evaluation she had, she was going for promotion. The person that got promoted instead of her was in the LGBTQ category, the community, right? Her supervisor is also in the community.
Okay.
I don't know if they're gay, transgender. I didn't do full research into that part, but they're part of that community.
Okay.
And I guess she also got demoted, and the person put into her position was also in this community, right? And this is all effects of DEI. From what the lawsuit is alleging, right?
Okay.
So my first issue with this, and we can get into the DEI part because that's our next discussion, anyways.
Correct.
But I'd like to get your take on all the news agencies and everything I looked at. Like it really shot out to me. It said reverse discrimination. Like what is reverse discrimination?
And there's no, to me, I never heard of it. I don't even think it's a thing. I think discrimination is discrimination. I don't think it matters what color you is, because of if I say, hey, there's too many black guys around here, or no. Yeah, if I said there's too many black guys around here, I'm going to hire this white guy because I wanted to be a little more diverse in here. Even though the black guy, by merit, by qualification, is the one who's supposed to get the job.
Yeah, you're discriminating.
I'm discriminating against the black guy. So even if it was the opposite way around, I'd be discriminating against the white guy if I was to hire a black guy just to make the room more colorful.
Make the quota or whatever percentages.
Yeah, I don't. Everything needs to be based solely on merit. Nothing else. I know for a fact from my own life experiences, if you work hard for it, if you qualify for it, you're going to get it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's just how I see it.
Okay. I just have an issue with people calling it reverse discrimination. It's clear discrimination. It's basically like,
what do they mean when they say reverse discrimination?
so from what I'm reading into it, right? Reverse discrimination to be like, well, it's impossible to discriminate against white people. So this is reverse discrimination. She's a white female, Marlean Ames, if I didn't disclose that. So basically, like reverse discrimination is saying, well, this gender or this LGBTQ people are discriminating against a white cis, I guess they call it. I don't know, a straight white female. So they're calling it reverse rather than just discrimination.
Why
and
would
this
it be
isn't even
reverse
like
because
the
she's
courts.
white?
Yeah, that's what okay, we're on the same page. It's just crazy to me. Like everything I've read said reverse discrimination. And that word reverse is unnecessary there. That adjective doesn't need to be there. Is it an adjective? That's what I believe. Not great in English. But I think it's just discrimination, as you said. Either way it goes, it's discrimination.
Yeah, no matter what color you is, no matter what gender you are, if you're overlooked for the preference of race and gender, you're discriminated on, no matter if you're white, black, brown, no matter what race you are either. So that's just how I see it.
It from what I was reading, it did read that the court tended to side with her. It seemed like they were going to side with her. I haven't figured out the conclusion to the court case. I will keep up with it because that's just weird to me. Reverse. But I hope she wins on the merit. Hopefully the story I read is factual, and if it is, then it's clear discrimination.
Yeah.
And she should win, and that'll be a landmark case, I
Discrimination is
believe.
discrimination. Discrimination has no color.
Agreed.
It isn't biased to any color.
So that segues us into DEI and something that you were pretty passionate about when we were talking at work, DEI and the benefits of DEI.
Yeah.
I know Donald Trump has done away with DEI, with the exception of veterans.
Correct.
In the federal government, right? I don't know about state governments, and I know any businesses are allowed to hire however they hire. But discrimination is still a thing in those businesses. But go ahead. How do you feel about the DEI that used to be in who it benefits?
I've looked into the AI. I looked into the AI overview, and I think that's a collaboration from everybody who's reporting on it, and they do an overview, and it's says who do DEI programs benefit the most? White women have been the biggest beneficiaries of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the workplace, though DEI programs benefit many groups. However, DEI programs are intended to help many marginalized groups, including women of color, LGBTQ plus individuals, and people of color. So I guess with that, what I'm seeing is, for example, white women hold 19% of all C-suite positions, while women of color hold just 4%. With me reading that, I hear a lot of black people crying about DEI and how it's hurting them.
How getting rid of DEI is
How
hurting them.
how getting rid of DEI is hurting them, when really you were barely even benefiting from it.
Yeah, were you benefiting from it?
It isn't giving the black community any advantages at all. And that's just being realistic about it when you see that white women are benefiting the most from it. And that just goes back to merit. I'm not the person that wants a handout from anything. I come from parents that work hard for everything they got. And
they earned everything they got.
Yeah, that's right. Something they instilled in us is to go out there and work hard for it. And that's just how I see it. I don't want to be picked because I'm a part of a quota that somebody wants to meet. Because in the end,
it's almost demoralizing, I would think.
It's an insult.
You don't want to. Yeah, it's an insult. You don't want something handed to you. You want to earn it.
It's your mindset. It's your mindset at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. A lot of people in the black community think that they're owed something. I hear reparations, but the ones who really deserve the reparations are gone, long gone. You know what I mean? And
yes, sir.
They paved the way for us to actually have a place in society where we can actually benefit from working hard. And I know a lot of black people in the black community, based on sole merit and not color, that are successful. You know what I mean? And that's just how I feel about it. I know in my job position, I'm picked on merit. I ain't picked on color. So I can't speak from that point of view. That's just my overall opinion. I can't speak too much on that point of view because, like I said, I'm picked solely on merit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like I'm picked on merit too. It feels great to be, rewarded
That's
for
right.
what you accomplished
Right.
and given what you deserve.
That's right.
I could see where, like, getting something given to you can feel good, but did you really earn it?
Did you really earn it?
Do you deserve that? Did you just take a spot? I mean, kind of to circle back, like the boys and women's sports. Like, did you take a spot that was somebody else was more deserving of, just because of whatever your skin color, your sexual preference, any of that? It's unfortunate that we're even having to have a discussion about it. And I do understand, like, racism does exist.
Correct.
And I don't know if quotas are really the way to handle it.
So I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
You said racism exists?
Yes, sir.
Hate exists.
Hate exists, yeah.
Hate exists.
Yes, sir.
If it ain't love, if it's not coming from a place of love, it's hate. So we don't have to put a word like racism on it because hate is hate.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
discrimination,
saying?
hate. Yes,
Hate
sir.
is hate. So hate is alive, not racism. Hate, because hate is hate. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter what color you are. The hate is hate. You know what I mean? So
Yes, sir.
I don't deal with racism. I deal with people who hate.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I was using racism. Honestly, I meant discrimination, but discrimination, hate, same thing. And all that exists. And is the solution to have quotas? Like, how do you feel about that? Should they have a certain percentage have to be, I guess, black? Does a certain percentage have? Should companies be like not segregated, but should the pieces of the pie fit in? Oh, this many women, this many men. We got to be 50-50 on men and women. We have to be 40% black, 40% white, 10%. Like, I'm just throwing numbers out,
Yeah,
by the
I'm
way,
with you,
but
I'm
like,
with you.
is that like, what's the solution there? I know DEI, I don't agree with because it's
I'm just
it's
going to cut
bringing
DEI out of it. I'm just not. I know that the subject is about DEI. I just believe that every single person in this country should want to work hard. No excuses, no handouts. Should want to work hard to earn their spot.
I agree.
You know what I
Everything
mean?
should be
Want to
merit
work hard
based.
and fight hard to earn their spot. We know the circumstances of the people who do need help. You know what I mean? But if you are healthy and able, you are intelligent, and if you're willing to put the work in, you will reap the benefits. That's just point blank. Period. If people could have the victim, the mindset of a victim, thinking that somebody is stopping them from getting to where they're getting. I'm a living testimony. I don't got to get into it, but I'm a living testimony. The only person who ever stopped Lorenzo from getting anywhere Lorenzo wanted to get was Lorenzo.
Okay.
So if you work hard, you will be recognized and you will be rewarded. That's my life experience.
Definitely. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So DEI though, how do you feel about the veterans still having it? Me personally, being a veteran, obviously, you serve in the military, you made that decision to serve. I feel like a veteran should get in a federal job a veteran's preference, especially a disabled veteran. They, whatever their disability may be, that they fought for our nation, and maybe they didn't go to war, right? But how do you decipher that? There's a lot there. But I personally believe that veterans should get the benefit because they chose to serve, right?
So
that's my personal opinion.
So
there.
you don't agree with DEI, but then you come back around and say that veterans should be recipients of DEI.
I know it sounds like I'm chasing my tail here. So I believe, right, DEI, in the sense that we're talking about it, right, is like skin color, your sexual preference, all that. But veterans have made the choice to serve our country. So I believe they should, reap the benefits of that. Like, what happens if we did go to war? What happens if a veteran got his leg blown off, right? Unfortunately, and it happens. And we thank you for your service.
I believe that he should be taken care of for the rest of his life. I don't think that he should even have to be in a position to work or be the recipient of a DEI hire. I think that they should be taken care of, period, based on what they have done for this country. And I don't think they are rewarded enough for sacrificing themselves for a country. I really don't think that they have been, rewarded enough for that. So no, I don't think that they should be recipients of DI, because I don't think that they should even have to work if they're a veteran and they come back and they fall for this country. They should be taken care of, period.
So every veteran, or you're talking about like disabled veterans? You think every veteran should?
If you're a veteran, if you went and you fought,
fought.
I guess tenure would play a part in it. How long did you go?
Okay.
How long did you go? If you went for that 20 years,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Even if you didn't go to war, even if you were just...
If you were medically discharged because you put your life on the line, absolutely you should be taken care of.
Do you know the percentage of U.S. citizens that are veterans? It's huge.
But
Gigantic.
what are... That's what I'm saying. How long was their tenure?
I'm looking it up real quick, but I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, how long was their tenure? I just think that they should be taken care of. I don't think that we should discriminate against anybody else just to accommodate them. I think that the government should just take care of them, period, aside, because they fought for this country. I think that they should be rewarded differently.
Clearly, I'm incorrect because it says 6.2% are veterans. So I guess I was wrong. I thought it was more like 40%.
Those
so
people should
6.2.
they should be taken care of, bro.
That's crazy.
They shouldn't even have to work.
Hey, no
if
lie.
you're willing to sacrifice your life, what's the price of your life?
Agreed. Yeah, there
feel
can't
me?
be a price.
There can't. That's priceless.
And
There's nothing that money could
Okay.
even. So they should be.
So that's 6.2% regardless.
Their
Or
royalty.
maybe some tenure
Their
there.
royalty, bro.
That's
if you're
awesome.
willing to sacrifice your life,
That'll never happen. But
I mean, that's just.
But
how
that's
I
why
see
they
it.
have the veteran preference. So like, no, we're not gonna. But we will, give you the benefit. We'll get you a little, like, if you.
We'll get you a little.
No, hold on. I didn't finish what I was saying. I got you. Hold on. So like, if say me and you, right, we're equal on everything, right? We both have associate's degrees. We're both 15 years of experience in the job we applied for. I'm a veteran. You're not a veteran. We're equal on merit. The veteran gets the federal job. That's how that works with the veteran preference. There's like a 3-point veteran preference, a disabled veteran, I think. Let me not talk numbers here, but I know disabled veteran gets more.
If you guys are equally qualified, which is nearly impossible, if you guys are equally qualified,
basically equal.
I guess I'll lean with the veteran.
That's where that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but
I'm not talking
DEI
about.
Shouldn't even. They should. That's not a part of the DEI conversation.
Categories as
correct.
DEI.
It wouldn't. No, absolutely not.
I'm not talking about you exceed everything of me, and I just walk in and I'm a veteran. And they're like, give him the job. Yeah. Nah, I never would agree with that. That's ridiculous. But okay, so we kind of found common ground there.
Absolutely.
Being a veteran, obviously, I'm gonna back veterans. But
bias.
All clear bias, 100%. And I was so wrong about those numbers. That's crazy. 6.2. I thought it was more like 40, 45. That's wild.
That's low.
That's crazy low. It said identified as veterans, so I guess they did a Census Bureau. I don't know how many people they took, so maybe the numbers are off. I just got the AI overview. Like you said, Google has this thing where it, like, crunches all the numbers and stuff. AI is big time now. All right, so yeah, let's get into our final subject. So this one I was very excited about. I did a lot of research on. So the Eagles recently won the Super Bowl. Congratulations.
Yes,
You broke the three-peat. Everybody was rooting against Patrick Mahomes.
I hate you, Eagles. I'm a Dallas fan, but I'm happy y'all brought it home for the NFC.
Even a Dallas fan was rooting for you.
Facts.
So yeah, that's a whole nother subject. Everybody was hating on Kansas City, but it is what it is. So
You know what? Before we dive deep into that,
go ahead.
It was two great stories. It was a redemption story, and it was a record-breaking story that could have happened.
That three-peat would have been crazy.
Two great things could have came out of either situation. Jalen Hurts, I promise you, bro, watching what he did, staying for that Super Bowl celebration on that field, not leaving, watching that, soaking it up, letting it be what fuels him to get back there. Beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Full disclosure, I didn't want either of those teams to win. I wanted the Packers to win. That's my team.
Cool, correct.
I was rooting for the Bills, and I believe that they got robbed. But that's for another day.
Okay. Well, they ain't robbed the Eagles.
No.
Everybody was saying, "Oh, you're touching Mahomes." I tell you what.
Crazy.
They was touching him.
Yeah.
And they got destroyed. So I guess the NFL isn't rigged after all, right? Okay.
Maybe the NFL did that so people would stop talking about it being rigged. I got my little tinfoil hat on right now.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
So from what I understand, the president is going to invite the Eagles.
Okay.
And from what I understand, the Eagles are going to accept the invite.
Okay.
None of this is set in stone. I don't think the invite's been sent. But, Donald Trump, he says, it's going to be da-da-da. And then the Eagles have discussed it, and I guess they did a little release or whatever. So most likely he is going to invite them. Most likely they are going to go. But how do you feel about that, knowing, I believe, 2017 the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and they actually... I won't say they declined it, but it was a roundabout of a decline. So Trump invited them. This was when Trump was back in office, right? His first time, 45, not 47. He invited them, and then the rumblings about them not going. Chris Long, Malcolm Jenkins talking about it. He uninvited them. So basically, they said no. If you wanna say that, but he uninvited them. So do you feel like they should go this time? Also, how do you feel about them declining the invite back when they won the Super Bowl last time?
That was during the time, like you said, it was doing the kneeling and all of that.
It was all like BLM, all those riots and the kneeling. I believe they had already, the NFL had stopped them from doing the kneeling. But I do know Malcolm Jenkins did like the fist in the air during the national anthem.
Okay.
First off, I guess we could, if you want to get into the kneeling on the anthem real quick, let's have a real quick discussion on that. How do you feel about pro athletes kneeling during the anthem?
Do it in any other country.
I agree with that.
This is literally what you call the land of the free. You get to disrespect the country.
Yeah, and I know there's freedom of speech, and I'm not disagreeing with freedom of speech.
In any other country,
I agree.
You
with
would
you.
be
I don't think you
stoned
should.
to death. So I don't think people realize exactly just how great America is, even with all the problems we got. Still the greatest country in the world to me.
Agreed.
And I feel like if you hate this country that much, a flight ticket is very accessible.
Especially for these athletes.
Yes.
Yeah, they could fly in.
They
could own an island.
That really aren't facing any injustices anyway. I mean, these guys are
Out of touch.
Yeah, they're not in touch, bro.
Yeah.
These guys are rich. They're not going through what we going through down here on the ground. So
Regular
that's just
workers,
for
9 to 5.
That's
all
just
that.
for one.
Yes, sir.
And secondly, if you hate this country that much, you can take that money that America's paying you through the NFL, and you can fly on out.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think anybody should be kneeling during. It's just disrespectful, right? It's our national anthem. Like, appreciate it.
I don't think people are very appreciative. I really don't.
Of living here.
Of this country, period.
Yeah.
You make millions to play a sport on television.
Crazy.
Millions, right?
Yes, sir.
If it's so much injustice, you probably wouldn't even be playing if the injustice that you claim was there, which we know is not there for you because you don't live on the ground. And you can't speak for a country that you aren't even involved with. You can't wait for people. You can't attend a little charity every now and then for a photo op. Maybe some of you do it from the heart, but if we're going to speak about a collective, no, all of you guys are out of touch. None of you guys face the injustices that we face here on the ground.
Well, yeah, anybody up there making that much money is out of touch. If you or I were making that much money, we would be out of touch with the 9 to 5.
If you hate this country, if you kneel,
lunch
if you kneel and disrespect this country, I think it needs to be definitely punishment. But for the guy that they don't like so much, he let you do it.
Yeah.
He didn't punish you how other countries will punish you. So I guess he ain't so bad after all.
Well, there is freedom of speech, so he's not allowed to punish them. But the NFL is a privately owned enterprise, right? They're not federal government, so I believe they initiated like fines or something for that. But Donald Trump really couldn't punish them, or the government couldn't punish them.
If you disrespect the country, I get what you're saying. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is what protects you.
I do not agree with it.
If you guys hate the country this much, if you think it's that bad, just get the hell on out. That's just it. That's my take on that. But I do hope they go. I think that's an experience that everybody need to go. I think everybody needs to meet the motherland, go to the motherland, the mother house of the motherland of this country.
Yeah, period. The White House. Yes, sir.
So that's just it.
I don't care who's president. It don't matter what my views are. If I'm Democrat, Republican. If you invite me to the White House, I'm going.
I want to go.
Yeah, Kamala Harris. If she's president, I'm going.
Shit, I would have went.
Joe Biden, I'm going.
I would have went.
Yeah.
I would have went. I ain't even gonna lie.
So we both agree. The kneeling. I mean, this is old, long time ago. Old news. And I'm glad it's not prevalent anymore. I think it was a lot brought on by like BLM and stuff, and it is unfortunate. My personal opinion on sports, it should kind of be like a getaway, right? We should be able to get away the monotonous everyday life. We should be able to watch sports without worrying about politics, right? But politics is intertwined into everything. We need to unintertwine it? How would you say that? Untwine
At
it?
this point, it's very difficult. It's very difficult because now, any relationship you have is based on what political side you're on.
Yeah, you almost have to ask when you're dating somebody or something. Like, who
Not
you voting for?
family,
Family,
friends.
You're ruining relationships like that. Yeah, I
People
bet.
will cut you off.
Oh, I guarantee you. After this podcast, I get a couple people to unfollow me on Facebook.
It's okay. I'll tell you what. The first time he was the president, if you were black and you came out and said that you were a Donald Trump supporter,
What they call you, Uncle Tom, right? That's what they were saying.
whatever they want to call me.
I heard Uncle Tom for the first time. I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, but it's okay. Cool.
It was about
all of that stuff.
tough.
It's tough, but I'm at a place in my life where I'm gonna lean on my own truth and my own thoughts to vote for who I want to vote for, and I'm gonna stand behind it 100%.
Yeah, and you do your research. I know you do your research.
but
We talk about it all the time.
I'm never gonna hate you if you chose anything other than what I choose, because you are your own individual person and you are entitled to whatever you want to be entitled to.
I honestly have never. I don't believe I've ever asked somebody who they voted for. I don't think I even put value into that.
It's an
to be
interesting
honest.
conversation for me.
who
We
they
both
voted
get to
for,
delve. It doesn't need to go the direction that it goes. People are way too invested in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not afraid of the subject, but
Your
I've
point,
never.
yeah, your
but
point,
I-
your point of views are your point of views.
I like point of views, but
Correct.
who you voted for, maybe your point of views voted for. I mean, I guess I'm asking the same questions, but I've never been like, hey, did you vote for Trump?
Correct. I've had some people give me some eye-opening things that I had to think about considering who I voted for, and I hope I did the same. You know what I mean? But I had my reasons for voting for who I wanted to vote for.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And they had their reasons. So all I want to say at the end of that is, I love you. That's just it.
It's a good message.
That's it.
That's a great
That's
message.
it. I'm not cutting off none of my family for who they voted for, bro. I really don't
Yeah.
care. I love you more than I love who you voted for. I love you more than I hate who you voted for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So love always overrides everything.
Love conquers all. I
right.
think I heard
That's right.
that somewhere
That's
one
right.
time. All right, so I did a lot of research on this, so I want to get a little bit
Let
involved.
my
Okay.
boy
I'm excited about this one.
get shaken.
So,
Go ahead, bro.
in 2018, I was wrong, not 2017. Eagles declined the invite. Again, he uninvited them, but they declined first. So whatever. You know what I'm saying? After that, so the Warriors declined him in 2017. I absolutely disagreed with that, and I believe the same situation. He uninvited them because I think Steph Curry was waffling a little bit if he was going to go. Maybe literally said he wasn't going to go.
Okay.
But I mean, take the invite to the White House. Who cares who's in office? You're going to the White House. It's an honor. Go ahead.
Should the team be able? This is a good one. Should certain players say that half of the team want to go and half of the team don't want to go?
I mean, you can't force anybody to do anything, right?
Should it still be okay for the half that do want to go versus the half that doesn't?
Like, should he have uninvited them if half of them wanted to go?
But I don't think all of them would have stepped out. You know, hey, if you ain't going, I'm just not going to go, even though I want to go.
I think if, like, say for instance, Steph Curry says he's not going,
Then nobody else is
exactly. That's the MVP of the team. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts says he's not going, then everybody's gonna follow suit.
Horrible.
But it's team mentality. You know what I mean?
Horrible.
And I don't agree with it.
It
Just
shouldn't
go to the White House.
it shouldn't be up to one person. Rather,
Yeah.
I'm going to make my decision.
Well, I mean, football's a little different. If Jalen Hurts said I'm not going, but Saquon Barkley was like, yeah, I'm going, then it'd be a divide, and then I'm sure they'd all together figure it out.
I think that we should all encourage each other. Even if I don't want to go, I should encourage you to go, because if you want to go, I don't want to be the reason why I hold you back from doing something that you want to do.
No, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean, that's. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, if Steph Curry said no, the whole team was saying no. There's no way around that. Steph Curry, we're talking Steph Curry.
He'll bench you.
Get you traded. No, he's not LeBron James. That's your boy. I'm just messing. Let's not get into that
Not
yet.
too much on my boy.
So, do you know that Trump's been very interested in buying NFL teams throughout his life, right? He tried to buy, I don't know if you know, the Colts used to be in Baltimore
Okay.
before the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Colts moved to Indianapolis. Baltimore got taken over by the Ravens. Some weird, convoluted thing. Okay. Maybe we could talk about it in another podcast. This was back in 1981. He tried to buy that team. Him and George Allen. They tried to buy the Baltimore Colts.
Okay.
Then he was a team owner of the New Jersey Generals for the USFL. This is the United States Football League. They were a competitor to the NFL, right?
Okay.
So after that, he was trying to get a merger, right? They were like, all the other owners were like saying he's not in it for the USFL. He's in it to get a team to be in. Yeah, because remember the AFL and NFL were a thing.
That's right.
And then they merged.
That's right.
So he's been wanting to be an NFL owner for a while. And I mean, who wouldn't with that much money? He just keeps getting roadblocked on it, right? And who knows why? I don't know why. And maybe it's just who knows on that. So the USFL led by Donald Trump, not led. He wasn't the leader of it, but he was involved in it. Filed a $1.32 billion lawsuit against the NFL. Who do you think won?
Who do I think won?
Yeah. Who do you think won that lawsuit?
The NFL.
It was an antitrust lawsuit. No, the USFL won.
Word.
Yeah. Now guess how much they were awarded. It was a $1.32 billion lawsuit.
1.32.
1.32 billion.
Did they get five?
No, they got $1. It was
$1, bro.
Well, hold on. So somehow the dollar got evolved into like $3.76. So it wasn't just $1. Ultimately, they did get a check for $3.76.
That's terrible.
So that's a win. That's really a loss. But they did win the antitrust. I believe it was like a monopoly type. You know, like the NFL has a monopoly.
That's right.
And we're suing them because of that. It's called an antitrust lawsuit. So I didn't really research too much into that. But I thought that was
I wonder how much they poured into the lawsuit.
Right? I don't know if they had to pay attorney fees, but if you sue somebody for $1.32 billion and you win and you get $1,
that's horrible.
Oh man, that must have done April 1st.
Paparazzi.
That's April Fool's right there. Hey, you won, but you lost.
Don't put no cameras on.
All right. After that, he tried to buy the Bills in 2014 recently.
Okay.
So he got outbid.
He'll get there.
I hope. I mean, I don't know. I don't hope so. I honestly don't care if he gets a team or not. I know he's good friends with Robert Kraft, I believe, is the Patriots owner. And I believe he's friends with Tom Brady, who's also in ownership group for the Las Vegas Raiders. Y'all know Tom Brady, the GOAT of football, the best quarterback ever.
I second that.
But yeah, it's interesting. I got really into it. I was researching this all week, man.
You went in just now. I can't even cap. You went in.
Yeah. So that's interesting to me that he
moment.
keeps getting brick walled on buying the team. I can't say I hope he gets there. I don't honestly care, but that's pretty weird. I think he's just too much of a controversial figure. Like I think he is a controversial figure.
I actually think he loves it. I think
he loves the controversy.
I think he thrives off of it.
Remember he was on what was that show he had where he said you're fired? He would always say Apprentice.
Apprentice.
He loved it. Remember he did the WWE. Yeah. He did a wrestling match against Vince McMahon to shave their heads. Yeah. This man loves being controversial.
Listen, he's a dying breed of a masculine president.
Yeah. He sells tickets. Whatever he does, he's going to sell tickets.
He's the dying breed of a masculine president. I pray to God we get somebody else masculine. Yeah. I don't want nobody else that's not tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I love him because he's tough. He's a no-nonsense guy.
He
firm but fair. And I like
so
that.
Far I like what's happened with everything so far. I mean, he's only been in for about a month, a little over a month now.
Oh, bro, I didn't get sent back.
Oh, you?
I didn't get sent back to Africa.
Oh my God. That wasn't even on the table. That wasn't even on the table. I'm called ICE right now. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yes,
we did want to give a quick shout out to the comments. We got a lot of feedback, right? We got one feedback in the comments, and we appreciate that. Hopefully, we held up our bargain.
Shout out to Kennedy. We appreciate you.
Yeah. I haven't met you yet, but thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. We'll get you on the show sometime, hopefully.
That was deep.
But yeah, hopefully we held up our end of the bargain on the feedback we got. We appreciate all the feedback. I know I got a lot of feedback personally.
Yes.
But put it in the comments. If you have feedback, please put it in the comments. If you have subjects you want us to research and look into and speak about.
Yeah, just talk about, just have a good conversation about. We don't got to be like these geniuses on these subjects. We can hear about them. We can see them. We can come across them, and we can just have a dialogue about them.
And please comment if we made a mistake, numbers, anything. Happy to correct myself, and I know Zoe is as well. We feel blessed. We almost hit 100 viewers on the first episode. Yeah. So blessed. 14 subscribers.
Yeah.
That brings us into, we forgot to mention, like and subscribe, please.
Please. And share.
Yeah,
of course.
share, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you can't get more followers and if you can't share.
We appreciate the people who definitely viewed, who definitely tuned in, and we're going to invite others to tune in. And we're not shying away from any criticism. Please give us some. And commend us on areas, we did great in as well. I mean? We appreciate y'all, man. We definitely appreciate y'all.
Yeah, like,
share,
subscribe, share.
And let's get it.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
The Hump Day Podcast, baby.
All right.